right.
We're all guilty of that. So we're actually going to break it down a little bit today.
Okay.
Most of the workouts you do in the gym with weights, things like that, that would be an isotonic workout. You're moving. Your joints are going through a motion.
Okay.
So I'll show you a couple first. We'll hit some upper body, lower body, everything like that. So I'm going to do some lat raises. Clearly, my body is moving. This is isotonic. My joints are engaged. And I'm going to show you this one as an isometric in a little bit. The second thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this plate here, just moving up in weight a little bit, and show you another one that I can do, hitting my chest. I'm pushing this out and pulling it back
Now,
in.
are we talking about different muscle groups? Because both of those are using your shoulders and your back muscles.
This is actually using my chest as well.
Okay.
Yep. And then finally, one for the lower body. If I take this guy, I can just go into that standard squat. I'm going to raise this up in front of me, though, also hitting that upper body at the same time.
If we're starting out with this, though, we can use, like, at our home, we can use a book or something heavy, a gallon of milk, whatever.
Body weight, anything like that. You don't need anything fancy like a weight. I just wanted to demonstrate the movement of the isotonic. My joints are engaged, and I'm going through that motion all together. But yeah, you could use anything at home. I've had people even use like dinner plates.
And so do you intermix isotonic with isometric, or is that what you or the goal is?
You could. Okay. So the isometric, you're actually going to just do those movements and hold it in that one position. So for example, the first one I did, the lat raises, instead of moving back and forth, I'm just going to hold it, keeping my muscles tense without locking my elbows or my joints. Similarly for that chest press, I'm going to take this plate and just hold it out in front of me, squeezing.
That seems a little bit more difficult.
And this is the harder one.
Right,
yeah,
because now you're locked in and now you're waiting. And you just kind of count out. Instead of doing reps, now you're counting.
Exactly, and I'll do this for 30 seconds or until my arms, you know, feel like they're gonna fall off. Exactly.
Yeah,
and then the last one you would do is you could squat down and hold this. Also, you could do a wall sit at home. You know, rest up against the wall, get in that squat position and hold it.
All right. Sounds good.
That's the difference, yeah.
And then when you come back, you can show us some different exercises on both the isotonic and the isometric.
I'm going to show you a little combination of the two of them and how you would.
Sounds good. Just within an hour, Patty will be back with us. Jonathan, we're talking about summer in 2 days, trying to get fit. Of course, the trainers have it all ready to go, beach ready, but most of us, we still need to get a little bit more exercise. We're doing it outside. We are back with fitness expert Patty Butrim from Gold's Gym, and this time she's going to show off some of those isometric versus isotonic exercises. Before you kind of compared a little bit.
Yes.
But now we're going to put it to the test.
Exactly, and I'm going to put you to work too.
All right.
So I'm actually going to have you do a combination of the two movements, using the isometric as a burnout actually.
Okay.
So everyone wants to grab the weights and, you know, do those big movements, but you'll see the isometric holds are actually the more challenging for a lot of people.
So this is when you're at the gym or at your home and you want to do something, you get some weights, some kind of resistance, you do motion with the isotonic and then you stop with the isometric. Is that right?
Yes,
or am I saying it the other way?
that's right. No, you got it right. You're going to hold that then, and that's the isometric contraction. So let me have you do those lat raises there.
Earlier, if you're just joining us, because before Patty was doing this and she was showing us how to do it, so make sure I'm doing it right.
Yep, so you're raising those arms out, good. And you're going to keep doing that. Do it 2 more times.
Okay, and this is...
One more, and then hold.
And then, for somebody that just tuned in, like, what is the difference between the two? All right, well, now I'm holding, so it feels a little bit...
While you're holding that, the isotonic is when we're actually moving the joints, getting that muscle contraction that way. In the isometric, you're just holding that position right now. Your muscles are actually still fully contracted, though, and you can probably feel it. If those weights were a little bit heavier, you'd start feeling your arms shake, things like that. You can get a really effective workout without doing the movement part of it.
This is, and this really isolates exactly where you're actually working out. The muscles are working out, because I felt it right here, the top of my shoulders.
Yes.
Well, I thought that would be more back.
No, and you're going to use that that mind-to-muscle connection there too. It helps teach you that. So it's really beneficial for any sort of strength training. Also, rehabilitation. We were talking about physical therapy, things like that. For patients who can't do those movements, you're going to still get an amazing workout just with that hold. So I'm actually going to have you now take this guy. We're doing those chest presses in and out. Go ahead and give me 3 of those, and then hold at the end and feel that difference.
So I'm going to push out 1, 2, squeezing the whole time, squeezing the weight, and then
now
hold.
Squeeze. Yep. So
it's still squeezed. See, I stopped squeezing. Okay, that is true, and it's good to have a personal trainer there. When you're going through with your clients and you're walking through these steps with them, what do they complain about more? The sitting and holding, or the actual?
Well, it's funny because I work with a lot of athletes, bodybuilders, things like that, and it's always the hold that ends up getting them in the end. You see these 250-pound men with a plate.
Starting to shake, yes. Yeah, and now I know lower body is also another thing.
Exactly.
I remember doing, when you don't use the muscles normally, normally, then you start shaking. And one time, the Bosu plate, remember? I went up on that and my knees I couldn't stop shaking. It was automatic.
And it's those simple little movements that you don't realize actually help so much. And that's why you want to do those movements that we sometimes neglect. Do those things that we want to avoid. Hit those muscle groups we don't necessarily use.
All right, come on, let's get down and do a sit squat, and we'll toss to this. We'll toss to Jonathan's break. All right, now Jonathan, you know it's going to be hot and humid today, right? And we've got another round of strong storms on their way.